Hyperlight Drifter is receiving its own TV show led by developers Preston and producer Adi Shankar, who is best known for creating the Netflix adaptations of Castlevania and upcoming Devil May Cry. This is another example of video games being adapted for television. But it will be interesting to see how the two creatives will interpret a game with no dialogue, foreign wood, non-interactive medium. Preston confirmed to Pundit on that he and Shankar are actively in development on the animated series, based on Hyperlight Drifter, developed by his indie studio Heart Machine, back in 2016 for consoles, under Irving Toss Switch in 2018. The difference between a series and a game is vast in a lot of ways. Preston tells Pundit, Hyperlight as a game was pretty atmospheric, and kind of overbearing at times. For a series, the question is, how do you sustain it and keep your attention on a non-interactive run? Does it get really dark and serious? Does it have some levity? Preston added that he and Shankar are leaning a lot more towards something that's representative of the game on the style side, but that the visuals will most likely lean towards a Japanese animation style as opposed to a literal interpretation of the game's pixel designs. Sunlord has announced a new funding opportunity for indie developers with the launch of their investment club, the Solid Funding Club. The company is best known for providing a business engine for developers to launch, monetize and scale games globally, and operates as a merchant and seller of record for clients, ranging from Valve to Twitch, as detailed in a press release. The new industry-focused investment network is designed to help indie studios reach development goals through capital investment, while maintaining artistic and creative control of their IP. The goal of the investment club is to provide funds for developers so they can put their full attention toward creating games, and it seems like it will provide a matchmaking service between interested investors and devs. The service will be free of charge for developers and interested investors, and interested parties can click here for more info. Hyperlight Drifter is receiving its own TV show led by developers Preston and producer Adi Shankar, who is best known for creating the Netflix adaptations of Castlevania and upcoming Devil May Cry. This is another example of video games being adapted for television. But it will be interesting to see how the two creatives will interpret a game with no dialogue, foreign wood, non-interactive medium. Preston confirmed to Pundit on that he and Shankar are actively in development on the animated series, based on Hyperlight Drifter, developed by his indie studio Heart Machine, back in 2016 for consoles, under Irving Toss Switch in 2018. The difference between a series and a game is vast in a lot of ways. Preston tells Pundit, Hyperlight as a game was pretty atmospheric, and kind of overbearing at times. For a series, the question is, how do you sustain it and keep your attention on a non-interactive run? Does it get really dark and serious? Does it have some levity? Preston added that he and Shankar are leaning a lot more towards something that's representative of the game on the style side, but that the visuals will most likely lean towards a Japanese animation style as opposed to a literal interpretation of the game's pixel designs. The FBI announced earlier today that it took action against the 15 domains that reportedly helped take down other people's websites, game servers, and other online services through distributed denial of service (DDoS) attacks. This is pretty notable, as the holiday season tends to be plagued by DDoS attacks, at least according to the FBI. Successful DDoS attacks have been known to take down game servers, like Blizzard's Battle.net in the past, so devs should be mindful of that in the future. As reported by Kotaku, the FBI seized 15 Twitter websites that allow anybody with Bitcoin or a credit card in exchange for overwhelming a server with requests domains yesterday, including criticalboot.com, redistributor.com, Downtime.org, and Gamasutra.net. Because booters provide less powerful DDoS attacks in exchange for little money, they have gone largely unnoticed since they tend to be marketed as stress testers, designed to help people test the server's capacities for withstanding such attacks. According to the FBI, these services are easy to find and a low barrier to entry for users looking to engage in cybercriminal activity. These services offered easy access to attack infrastructure, payment options that included Bitcoin, and were relatively low cost. Reads the press release issued by the FBI. Each of the services was tested by the FBI, which verified those DDoS attack services offered through each of the seized websites. While testing the various services, the FBI determined that these types of services can have caused disruptions of networks at all levels. Oxford Internet Institute Director of Research and Lead Researcher Andrew Przybylski details the findings of the study. Researchers at the University of Oxford's Oxford Internet Institute have published the findings of a study into the relationship between aggressive behavior in teens and violent video games, finding that, in short, no link exists. The study's subject itself is not no ground, by any means. But Oxford researchers say that their case has a few notable differences from past studies that, according to the university, make it one of the most definitive to date. The paper, which can be found in its entirety on Royal Society Open Science, collected data from a representative sample of British 14 and 15-year-olds, as well as from their caretakers, totaling 2,008 participants in all. Both parties answered a series of questions provided by researchers, with the teenaged participants answering a questionnaire on their personality and video game habits, while caretakers answered the strengths and difficulties questionnaire. Games were also classified according to PAL ratings, rather than participant-defined content descriptions, following a pre-registered analysis plan. Multiple regression analyses tested the hypothesis that recent violent gameplay is linearly and positively related to care assessments of aggressive behavior. Reads the paper. Results did not support this prediction, nor did they support the idea that the relationship between these factors follows a nonlinear parabolic function. There was no evidence for a critical tipping point relating violent game engagement to aggressive behavior. Researchers also note that, unlike other studies on the subject, they opted to publicly pre-register their hypothesis, methods, and analysis technique before starting in on the research itself in order to prevent personal bias from playing a part in the findings. Our findings suggest that researcher biases might have influenced previous studies on this topic, and have distorted our understanding of the effects of video games. Co-author Net Weinstein told Oxford, the Gamasutra job board is the most diverse, active and established board of its kind for the video game industry. Here is just one of the many positions being advertised right now. Location: London, England, United Kingdom. Snapshot: we are looking for a technical level designer with a passion for behavioral and goal-oriented design to help us implement a range of challenges and tasks for our agents to solve. To succeed in this role, you will need to have a strong foundation in games design, and enjoy working on a range of challenging problems within a results-focused, mission-driven team. The team determines missions to of intelligence, use it to make the world a better place. The world's team provides deep-mind researchers with the best training and testing environments possible. This range from bespoke mini-games aimed at answering specific research questions